Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see how this is actually going. This is gonna be a weird ride. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. There we go. I think we're on. I think we're on. I think we're great. I think we're doing just fine. Or so I think. Let's see. Where is this? Can I hear this? Can I hear things happening? Barely, but I do. I hear things happening, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. So I have done a couple of things. Oh no! Oh well. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing a bunch of things. That looks great. That looks fine. 720p. What am I running on? What's the native? 1440? Didn't I change it to 1080? Yeah. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I can't change the so I cannot change. Yeah, no, I can't change anything once I've started streaming. But no, apparently you're supposed to only go to 1440 under 1440p for streaming nowadays, especially on Twitch. So we're gonna see if that goes anywhere. As usual, I am relatively speaking kind of late, but today we are going to be doing, guess what? This is the Vanguard65, which I did not lube properly because, of course, every time I build a keyboard, I just do the unlubed version. That way we can do the stream again. But as you can hear, oh, let me mute the music. Not the best. Right, so the stabs, they're not the best, but at least it's consistent across the range. This is like the best one, but I think that's only because it's a little crooked, because that doesn't come up quite as nice, so there is an issue there. So we are going to be taking this keyboard apart as usual. And this time, we're just going to be lubing the stabs. Alright, so there we go, there we go. So music's back on. Okay, so we're just going to start by unscrewing everything. Yay! As per the usual. I keep forgetting that the screw in here is excessively deep. So I do have to use one of these guys. So I have to make sure that I have the correct one first. There we go, we do have the correct one. And will this fit? This will fit, indeed. Nice! That's awesome. That is awesome. I already forgot where I put my electric screwdriver. Honestly, at this point, I do need one of those smaller screwdriver sets with the smaller bits, because effectively, this is not great. This is absolutely horrendous in terms of being able to do certain things. Because right now, I'm like, I can't exactly turn that. I'm pretty sure I had it and I put it down over here. The last time I used it, so it should be there, but I'm not seeing it. So it's either over here. Oh, I found it. Never mind. I got it. I got it. Boom. There it is. There we go. And then we can use that. Oh my God! Look how close that is. I forgot how close that is. It literally is sitting right at the tip, right there, like right at that tip. But let's go. All right. Okay, just enough to loosen that up. Then we do the other side. Sometimes I just wish I had a regular screwdriver, because there are times where I go, I question whether this is like a viable solution at this point, because it's not even really moving. The motors in it are way too weak to do anything properly. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like like sometimes this is not the best use of this very specific tool. I think these are meant for much smaller electronics that don't have this much force pushing against them. But at the same time, it is a keyboard, which means it is an electronic device. And you don't actually have to have these pulling at each other quite this much. So I don't know what's going on there. I do not know what's going on there. So what we're doing is the usual crisscross pattern. That way we don't break things too much. I just noticed a weird defect. Anyways, I don't think that's a defect. I think that's just a scratch, honestly. That could just be a me problem. Probably just a me problem. I'm gonna chalk it up to a me problem, because if I chalk it up to anything else, that's just me stroking my own ego, going, me, make a mistake. Oh. How? I don't know. I don't even know what word I'd use for that. How imbecilic? How quaint? What a simpleton. Or something to that degree. They'd be like, oh my god. Really? You think that I, the great insert person here, am anything less than wonderful? I'm like, yeah. Effectively, yeah. If I remember correctly, the screws on this are the exact same length. So there's not much point. Yes, they are the exact same length. So there's not really much point in folding them into specific orders. Come on. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take this guy. And where is the magnetic bit? Okay, so one thing I'm probably gonna do is just strike this and just keep going until it. So I'm just magnetizing this item. I'm just going like, oh yeah, let's just turn this into a little bit of a magnet to a certain degree, and just like keep doing this for a little bit. And all I have to do is just keep striking it with the magnet in a certain direction, and it should magnetize to a certain degree. And then after that, it should just... Oh, I undid the magnetization. Uh-oh. Incorrect polarization! Incorrect polarization! No! Okay, we'll polarize it to a certain degree. 'Cause... Oh, these are not very magnetic to begin with anyways. Like, I'm trying to hold it, as you can see, with a very strong magnet, and it's not really working. Yep. That's just a very weak magnetic force. So, in other words, it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little while. Okay, maybe we'll just wait until it just falls out. It pains me that I kept smacking into the board a couple times there. I just went, yeah, hit that one, like that, no. And I just kept missing altogether. It's just like hilarious by itself. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. And I think all of them are finished. Yeah, I think all of them are gone, so I just need to... Oh, for that one corner. Okay. There we go. Finally. Got those things out. I'll take those, and then the others should kind of just drop. How many? One more? 2. Alright, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we got 2 sets of 4. And then we can... Oh, I just realized I need to take those out as well. Those use a very specifically small screw. So we're gonna do that real quick. Give me a sec. Completely forgot about that one. I think it's the same screw, is it not? Nope. Oh, it is. Oh, jeez. I did not expect that. That I did not expect. Did I break something? I feel like I broke something doing that. I feel like I broke something doing that. Yeah, so this is the... Where did this connect to? So one of the connectors fell off. Cool, great, amazing, how lovely. Yeah, one of the connectors just fell off. Yes, so we're gonna take that off. Easy peasy. And then the rest is quite literally just this guy, which is a much smaller one. So we're probably just gonna use this and see. Nope, there's... I don't think... How small is that? What size is that? Yeah, that is a hex of a much smaller size. Okay. I believe should be fitting this one. No. Don't tell me I have to grab the box of the Vanguard at this point. I would rather not grab the box of the Vanguard at this point. I just want to access the stuff for it. Do I have the Vanguard box outside? No, I don't have the Vanguard box outside. I might not have the Vanguard box available at this current moment in time, which is annoying in on itself. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we can do temporarily, because I do need to separate the PCB away from this. Jesus. Where is the best angle? There is the best angle. So that's that there. And we are going to then pull it a light bit and see if that fits. That is way too big. That means I have to access one of these guys. Right? Yeah, one of these guys. And these guys are mostly just, how do I say it? They're mostly just bits that I normally wouldn't use. Where would it be? Where would it be? One much smaller. This one over here looks promising. Wrong way. Open from the bottom. Yeah, so we have that here. Possibly this guy. Possibly this guy. Ooh, there's a much smaller one too. So it's one of these two guys. Alright, so 1 and 2. And we're gonna give this a shot real quick. Oh, let's not bend things. Let us not bend things. Because we bend that, that creates issues. So we're not gonna bend it. And I think we got it. Boom. And then we can pull that out. Perfect. And then we can pull this. Alright, so we got the top chassis away from the PCB and the plate. We're gonna put that onto the side. Same with the bottom. Woof, with the weight. As you can see, it is indeed the Vanguard65. Oh, Vanguard65. Let's go. Okay, this is a nice, relatively weighty keyboard, despite the what's it called? Despite the polycarb bottom. Okay, now I am very much a mess, unfortunately. So let's fix that. No, please don't do that. All right, which one did I use? Was this one? So this one can go back in here. That way, I don't really have to misplace that. Oh, please go back. Thank you. And then we're just going to put these guys back in there. Boom. Now we have an extra torque screw somewhere. So yeah, hopefully I don't lose that. And I say that hopefully, because we all know we're gonna lose that. I'm just gonna not have it there. Okay. All right, now I can take off the space bar. Oh, boom. You can see that's already starting to shine in where I smack it consistently. There's like already a different shine right there. You can just see it. It's just happening. Whoop, 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 whoop. There, right there. Oh my god. People say, oh, GMK sets don't really shine as much. It takes a while. You're like, I haven't had this set for very long, and I haven't even used it to type that often, because I used the one at work, which is currently, I think the last one I had at work was the Ducky. Yeah, the Ducky Mecha Mini or something like that. Yeah. Mini SF? I can't remember. It was one of the more special editions, the Emerald one in specific. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're gonna put this up away, but we're gonna take our lube brush out. And our lube as well. Where's the lube? Come on. There you go. Boom. So it's all in front of me. It's perfect. It's amazing. Awesome. There we go. Put this here. And then, let's see here. So this is, you can probably hear it. Give me one sec. Boom. Those are the stabs. It's just dry bone stabs. So it is, the stabs are by themselves, not lubed at all whatsoever. And partly because I just wanted to know what it's like to just not have lube stabs, and I found out, and I don't like it. Therefore, we're not going to do that ever again. I think going forward, any of the new builds that I do, I'm just going to lube them, because at this point, I'm just going back in, taking them apart only to lube them, and I'm like, maybe we don't need to do that. That is not a requirement. That is just not the best thing to do. Don't get me wrong, that just also means and gives me an excuse to rebuild a keyboard. But at the same time, when you rebuild a keyboard, it's one of those, I already did this. I have that thought in my head going, I did this already. Why am I doing it again? And the answer is just because I can. Because sometimes it's just a little bit of fun. And that's all there is to life. Because every time it says, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, because it's fun. Well, you could do something much better. Like what? Like anything. Cool. So I'm going to do this. That's what just happens, right? Like you're like, well, you could do many things much better. Therefore, do the thing that is better. You're like, okay, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just keep doing that. All right, boom, 1 and 2, boom, and then I think these two I need to take out, or these. Yeah, all of these I think is going to be a good thing to remove. Yeah, because the arrow keys, because those would be in the way. I can just turn that around. These will be in the way, so I'm going to take these 4 off. 1, 2, come on, 3, and 4. There we go. That's how we do it. There we go. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have this is the stab. Is this a 7? That looks like a 7. Yeah. Sometimes I think it's a 6, but yeah. I don't know. I prefer the look of the 7, but I prefer having a 6. Like when I type, just because the control and win key is like much larger. If I remember correctly, that's what it does. Depending on how it's arranged, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let me grab the lube stick. I need to be able to inject some lube into this, which means I have to go get that stuff. But before we do that, I am going to run the ads because it was also time to feed the cat. Woohoo! All right, cat feeding time. All right, we'll be right back after a minute 30, guys. Minute 30. And there was a giant bug. All right, it is post ads. Therefore, I shall have all of the things. What's going on? Why is there no music? Oh, it's just very low. I understand. Yeah, I don't get this one. This one is a little low in terms of actual how it sounds. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's my leg. Alright. Oh, what was I doing? Right. This, and I also need this. Holy. Holy. What is going on? Ooh. Nope. Oh, yeah. Alright, okay, we're good. Alright, now we got that through. Oh, right, I forgot the lube stuff. Second. It's right here, anyways. Yeah. Alright. Okay, here we go. Neck and neck. Holy. Alright, where was I? Alright. There we go. And there we are. I was like wondering, where did it go? I literally had it on me just like 2 seconds ago. Turns out I was incorrect. I did not. I'm an idiot. Alright. Alright. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's go. And then we're gonna grab a bunch of lube. That way we can... Come on, just grab... Come on. Come on. Just give me a lube. I just need some lube. Why is it just not sucking in the lube? Okay. 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 Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's start with these ones here. Let's start with the enter. Let us use the enter key as a start here. Ooh. Are these different stabs? I think these are different stabs than normal. What the heck? I'm having a hard time. Oh, okay. This might be a different type of stab here. Okay. Okay. There we go. What the heck? Okay. I think we got it in. Okay. Come on. I just want some more. I just need a little bit of lube. I don't even know why I have to pump it just to get some lube into this lube syringe. It's crazy. I feel like I need a thinner one, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna work for this type of lube, which is kind of sad. All right, let's grab this. Okay. Let's grab a bunch of that lube that was up the top. Let's grab a little bit more. Okay. Wait. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's one side. I think these are the owl stabs. If I remember correctly, this could be the stabs that I wanted to try out, that I wasn't aware how they would perform. Because when I look at this, I was like, I think this is the one with the hooks on it. I think these are the owl stabs. Are these the owl stabs? It could be the owl stabs. And here's the crazy part. You can get these off of Amazon now, which is rare. Which is rare. But let's see. Okay. No. Enter. That's actually pretty even. If you want to hear that. There we go. There we go. Actually, there we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, the other side doesn't have any. Oh my god, I just realized the other side doesn't have any entrances anymore. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to remove these ones. Jeez, I didn't realize that. So you can only loop them from one side now. Oh, these are the type plus stabs. Jeez, okay, so I have to do from here. And go in. Oh. Push that back. Ah, no, okay, you know what? You can stay there, that's fine. And then, I guess I would have to undo that section. There we go. Come on. This one over there. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. So we have a relatively clean syringe here. And then now I can just pull this up yet again. Ah, don't drop. Don't drop. One, two. What? Okay, no. There we go. There we go. Probably got some in there, like, didn't I? No, there's lube. It's coming out, as you can see. Right, like if I push through, it will come out. There is gonna be some lube that gets pulled. Right, like if I just hold it. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay, just boom. Okay. All right. Then we're cleaning this up. That way you can push it back in. And then we're going to put a little bit more lube. Because I don't think we have enough in there. Because I'm not hearing any movement a little bit there. I don't want to over lube, so I'm just gonna put it one a little bit at a time. Otherwise, it's gonna. Okay, there we go. I think we're at that stage. No, I think this is okay because I'm hearing everything else rattle. There we go. Boom. All right, and then we need this to then lube the rest of it. So we're gonna grab that. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then lube that right side. There we go. A little more. There we go. And then the back as well, I guess. I think for this one, the back seems to be a part that you need to lube. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we try the backspace. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we're good. We're good. We tried out the backspace. Oh, was the music muted? No, it was not. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, we were able to get that through. Finally, woohoo! Awesome. All right, that's some chalky milk right there. Oh my god. You know, I used to drink this chocolate milk right around 12, but now I'm drinking it before then. That way, when I actually go to sleep, I need to enter. Nope. This is enter, isn't it? Enter. Boom. Boom. There we go. There we go. Now it is even. It is even. Therefore, I can put this back. You know what? I can put this in this method. There we go. There we go. Same with the top here. Yeah, this is even unlubed, and the unlubed stuff is not bad, especially for these switches. All right, so this right hand side is good, so we can put all of it in. Ugh. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's put up 1, 2, 3, 4. I should just use a keyboard like this. Just flat. Shift. This is the wrong shift. This is the right shift. Nope, this is control. This is the correct shift. There we go. There we go. That's the correct shift. All right, this is the shift for the left-hand side. Control. Oh, that's going to be one of these guys. Super is gonna be here, and then control is gonna be over there. Where is the? Oh, okay, there's pipe. I found pipe. I was looking for the pipe key. It looks like it's black on black, but you can tell that there's actual keys on it. It is not blank keycaps. Boom. As you can see, there are legends gonna be appearing slightly. As you can see, the enter is somewhat visible from this angle. And then the shift, and then the letters are much harder to see just because they are just small pinpricks in comparison to the actual full legends we have there. Okay. What was this? Shift. Okay, shift. All right. The shift is all that's... Oh, the spacebar first. Let's do the spacebar first. Let's start with the spacebar. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have to get it from the other side, which means I have to... You know what? Let's start with this guy. While we have them. I lied. I lied immediately. Because you can only get these from one side, apparently. One. Oh. There we go. There we go. Okay, there's a little bit there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Nope. Nope. Need more. Need more lube. Okay. I'm literally, I don't even know how to do this. I'm just like grabbing lube in. At one point, I think I should just use like the thicker part, I guess. Actually, I could try using that. Like, give me one sec. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 All right. So we can actually do that. I just realized I've been working so hard trying to get in to a certain degree, and I'm like, wait a minute, I could just do that and it'll be fine. What am I doing? And I realized the lube also makes it so that it slips out of the friction fit that it was on previously. Great, 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 great idea, buddy. Such a great idea. So I do have to hold it in while pushing this in a little. Too much. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Oh. Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay, so a little much. Yeah, it's literally that section right there. No. Let us get some of the brush instead. And then, wow, you know what? Okay, right hand side. And then the back as well. The left hand side. The back. There we go. Maybe a little more. I think a little more, yeah, a little more there. A little to the back. And a little to the sides. I really wish I did this before installing them because now it's a much bigger pain to do than normal. And you're like, oh, maybe I should have done this first. Otherwise, it would have been much better. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. No, it's still... Oh, it's getting better. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. I think we're good. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, 2.5 U's on the left-hand side. And then... Oh, 1.5 is left. Oh, on the right-hand side, sorry. Boom, that's the correct one. And then this one will be on the 1U, which is going to be here. Boom. That's not too bad. It's not too bad, not too bad. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay. There we go. Now, for this guy, so we just have to take out a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's enough. Same with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Come on. Push. 1. Come on. Come on. Let's keep going. 2. 1. 3 and 4. Come on. All right. Uh-oh. I'm just slowly losing these socks as I have to grip onto them once in a while. Holy. Come on. There we go. I forget what type of mount this is. Yeah, gasket mount, I think this is called. That's what it's called. The gasket mount. The sock gaskets. Boop. And they are equal size, so it's not like they have to be flipped a certain way. Boom. Alright. Boom. Oh, Jesus. Ah, I see. 1 and 2. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. I think what I should do now is literally just take all of this off. So unfortunately, we're losing a bunch of lube here in order to do this section. There we go. And then... Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, and then now 1, 2. Oh, way too much. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Jesus Christ. And I think it'll take a bit to get things to push in through. There we go. And then same with the left hand side. Oh, smokes, I forgot to message that I did a certain thing. Before things happen. Where's this thing? Alright, cool. Before I forget. Before I forget. Da, 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 da. There we go. Boom. All right. We're almost there. We're almost back. Ooh, 11 minutes till next set. Anyways, we should be fine. Okay. That should be fine. All right. If we just help it a little bit go through, we should be fine. All right. All right. Now we just need to lube the rest of it off, and we're good. Then we are good. So we just lube this section. We're gonna lube the top as well. And it doesn't have to be a lot for this section because all it has to do is slide against each other, which means that a little bit of lube goes a long way for this section. For this one, up the top. And that's the weird part. That's why I wasn't able to go through the other side. Because unlike most stabs, this stab doesn't have a hole that protrudes from the... sorry. It doesn't have a hole that goes all the way to the other side. Which means I can't just access it from both sides. So that's the downside with these stabs. You can't try to lube them after the fact. Not that you should lube them after the fact anyways. I was just being an idiot for the sake of quote-unquote science. In other words, I just wanted to know. I was curious, and you know, curiosity killed the cat, as they say, which is a saying that people say in the terms of science. Because apparently, when you say, "Oh, curiosity killed the cat," in other words, if your curiosity gets the best of you, it could end up in a horrible, horrible, horrible thing called death. But in this case, it's a keyboard, which means it's not going to happen. It's just more of a, I have to open this up. So hopefully I don't have to open this up. And I can just get away with not opening it up. Right? Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're starting to get there. It's a little bit of rattle, but it's not too much. Because unlike most other keyboards, the rattle isn't bad. At least it's very consistent between left and right. Boom. All right. That makes... Oh, something happened. I don't know what happened. Oh, is it 11? It is 11. That's what it is. I heard a... And then went, oh, it is time. In other words, we should wrap this up. We should put this back together. Back together. Man, this is such a boring stream. I just realized all I did was like explain what I was doing. I wasn't even really talking about anything in particular, mostly because I don't have anything to talk about at the moment. But after a while, I will. Because I can't just give away secrets. I can't be like, I was here in this exact moment in time, and yada yada yada. So I do give it a bit of space before I mention things on stream, which means even if I said, you know, recently I did a thing, which means it could be at least 2 weeks ago. So that's my bare minimum. I'll wait 2 weeks before I mention it on stream. Mostly because this makes it harder for anyone to go, I see pattern. And if you see a pattern, then cool, good on you, I guess. That's great. You should try to be a detective of some sort. C and then V. C first and then V next. A, S, D, F. S, D, and F. Boom. Alright, let's go through this again. Ooh, is that a fly? That is. How did I miss that? What the heck? How did I miss that? What the heck? What? I keep missing, dude. I keep missing the freaking fly. The fly can't even fly right now. The fly is just crawling at the moment. Yeah. That was a fat fly. The fly was just like, let me get away, and it couldn't get away. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we just have to make sure all of the socks are on properly instead of where they were, and then we can insert it back into the keyboard as per previous. But let me just clean up this board, because that is kind of disgusting, not gonna lie, looking at some of that stuff. Because there was the dead bug in there too. Alright, but let's pull this back in there. I don't even know how this escaped previously. Oh, I bumped it, unfortunately. It was in there, so we're gonna push it back in. Alright. I believe I can fly. I believe this can connect tonight. This is, I honestly, sometimes I wish I got the weird string stuff. I forgot what it's called. The regular connectors instead of these guys, because sometimes these guys are a bigger pain in the butt just because of the stiff wiring instead. Come on, get in there. There you go. Ta-da! Alright, it is currently been inserted. So the PCB should have power and whatnot, and everything should seat properly. Okay. Where am I missing? That top bit there. Oh, there we go. And then another top bit here. There we go. Boom. Alright, now let's try this again. So that should have a little bit of flex. There we go. Oh, I forgot about the foam. No, I don't like the higher pitch. Well, there we go. Forgot about the foam. That's what happens when you do certain things out of order. Okay, right here, and then you push this all in the hopes that it fits as you take this and then push it right through and hope that it goes through. sometimes I wish these channels, as you can see, it's already sticking out. It's already popping out. I wish these channels had like small clips on them or like little protrusions. That way you can shimmy things together and it'll just fit or be a snug fit. So basically you friction fit the connector cables so that they don't keep moving around effectively. All right, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna bring this upwards as we do this. There we go. And apparently this is not part of it. Okay, boom. Oh yes, I can see why that's not part of it. And that would have made the right-hand side a little bit stiffer. But here we go. This one goes in there. We're just going to make sure, or try to make sure, that this stays in. As we slowly bring this downwards. Come on, stay down. Stay down. Alright. And then hopefully, we can get it to all line up. Oh, yeah, sometimes the build... Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope. Stay down. Stay down. Sometimes I just want some tape on this. Like, I just want to put tape over it. But that changes things, so I'm like, no, we're not doing that. At one point, I think this should be better off where if you put the weight right over it, that way it will actually go through. Like, for sure go through. It's like, damn, that went through. That was guaranteed went through. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. No, I don't. I lied. I don't got it. No, one of the socks fell off. No. Okay. Boom. Did it fall through? Did it go through correctly? Did it follow the convention? No, it did not. It did not follow it. It did not go through correctly, I think. It's close, but no cigar. Close, but no cigar. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be that guy who does it this way. Do it upside down. Pull it up. Okay. And then take this guy and make sure it is nicely lined up. Including you. Yes, underneath that one cable. Alright. Yeah, they did not account for the space bar. They wanted clip-ins for these ones, by the looks of it. Alright, then take you, and then we push it until all of you in general are just sitting there. Then I will just slam you shut because you have nowhere else to go. Boom. Alright, now I can turn this around. Play it flat. Boom. And then have it so that I can move it up. There we go. It slipped out, didn't it? Nope. Nope. This one is fine. Oh, it did not slip out. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, we are good. All of the gaskets have been mounted. We are good. There we go. Gaskets have been mounted. Therefore, we could do this now. Boom. And we're going to hold this together. Oh, ad break. We'll be right back. Alright, so I genuinely do not know where the screwdriver went. Oh, there it is. Never mind. How did that hide itself so perfectly right on that arm? Okay. Okay. There we go. That clicked in. Okay, at least one of those. And then we're gonna grab it. Okay, and then on the right hand side, so we're gonna just push all of these in, and then we're going to boom. Okay, I honestly sometimes think that these are all different, but they're not. The exact same size too. Because sometimes I feel like it's not the case. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, Field Mouse, Roxy Red? Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys? I was very much distracted trying to get this screw to go in. Honestly, I was like, okay, how do I get this screw to go in? I'm pushing in. How are you guys? Hello, hello, hello. I am Naka. I normally do this on the, what's it called? Oh my god. On the Mondays, I try to either tune up some of the keyboards I already have, or I build a keyboard, depending on what's going on. I understand, yep. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You get distracted by doing the thing, you're like, come on, get in there, you little... little thing, whatever's happening. Hyperfixation. Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. 100%. There is some hyperfixation in there. And there is always, of course, absolute distraction that is going on as I push things through. Come on. There we go. And then pushing every single section. And I don't know why, but these came out really easily, and now they just don't want to go back in. I'm like, what's going on? Why do they not want to go in? Because they came out real easy. Oh my god. But yes, I normally do this on Mondays, and normally I'm not this distracted, but this is also just being a pain in the butt to deal with. So I'm guessing that it's mostly the keyboard. Having both a horrible time and a great time simultaneously. But yes, so this is the Vanguard65, and what happened was I didn't lube the stabs before installing them because I wanted to do it in the name of quote-unquote science, and that was a mistake because now I'm having a hard time putting this back for some reason. Okay, this one just went in. This one just went in. Okay. Okay. What? Okay, there we go. And then, wait, where I have what? 1, 2. What? Oh, 2. Okay, there we go. We have 2 screws. It deceives. What do you mean it deceives? It was just like, oh, hey, you know, it's just, it's fine. You just don't have to push too hard or anything. It'll be great. But how was the stream there, Roxas? What were you guys doing? Were you guys doing anything in particular? Oh my god. Okay, see now we're getting to the point where, as you can see, the screwdriver says no, we're not supposed to be doing this. So I have to manually screw it in. But honestly, I think this is faster than the screwdriver to begin with. It's just, if you're lazy, it ends up being like that. And I can feel a huge amount of resistance using that method. Alright, so we're gonna go with the star method now, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna start with this top left hand corner until it just gets tight enough that I cannot turn it whatsoever. What? I feel like that's stripped. That feels like it's stripped. Okay, let's just pretend that's fine. Okay, that's good. Over here? Nope. Alright, top right. Let's go. Come on. Unless it's not even... Oh, maybe I didn't even put it in through. Was good. You were doing some GTA 5 RP and learning some racing stuff. Awesome. Like what stuff like in racing? Like racing lines or stuff like that? Or it was just like weird controls that are specific to GTA? Because I know GTA has some weird driving mechanics sometimes. And it all isn't always like one-to-one you would expect in real life physics or some stuff like that. That or specific routes, you know? There are times where there are some like, I know I've seen some GTA RPers that, you know, just kind of know routes, but then the cops get to them. I normally don't watch like GTA 5 RPs, but I've heard of them, you know, don't participate too much in them myself. Okay, yeah, that's why. It was getting stuck at that corner because I didn't even put the head through the hole. Okay, so we're gonna take this away, and then we are gonna put them in the little cuff here. Boom. Yeah. More so, you're a terrible driver in GTA. I was getting adjusted to it and how the car handles. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Every beginner driver ever. And it's bound to happen, don't get me wrong. Even in real life. I think that way. Okay, there we go. Now that knob is installed. So this is the one that's going to be a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to take this over here. And then we have the really small one. It's going to be this guy. This tiny one. There we go. Okay. Oh. Oh no, that is way too small. That was way too small. Was it the other one? No way, it was the other one. I swear to God, I used... No, it's the other one! I took it out. Oh my God. Yeah, at least it wasn't stripped. Yes, no, 100%. If it was stripped, I'd be like, oh no. Gotta get the drill next time I have to redo everything here. Holy. Okay, where was it? Where was it? I put it back. I put it back. This one. I think it was this one. Was it this one? Let me try. Yep, no, it was this one. I'm gonna put this one back. That way, I do not confuse it with the other one. Yay. Oof. Okay. And then... There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. A little bit more. That way I can actually get in there. There we go. And then pull that. Okay, now it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. Whew. There we go. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Now, we can clean all this up, and then we can finally do a typing test. But now that it's all lubed, we should be able to have some fun. It's gonna be much nicer. Much nicer. Okay. Because earlier, they weren't lubed. The stabs weren't lubed, and we were just having a lot of ticking. Now, there is some ticking, but it's very specific ticking of the actual keyboard. Okay. Now, let me push this. Actually, no, this was over here. Put this away. This one actually does go over there. Boom. Put this back. This away. These through to the proper sections. There we go. So the tools go in there. And then we're going to give this a good little go. Good go. Let me just grab some. Make sure that we're not too dirty here. There we go. Oh, let me mute the music. Okay, now that is very much a lot more consistent than before. Because earlier, it wasn't consistent. There was a ticking here and not there, right? So it's similar, but it doesn't have a completely different sound anymore. Boom. Yep. Boom. 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 All right, and I think we're good. There we go. There we go. Oh, 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 yeah. Yes. Okay. Now we are going to be able to go and try this in an actual typing. So unlike before, okay, this is a weird one because right now it feels like there's an issue. Like there is a little bit of friction that's happening. It's like there's some torsion here. That's what it feels like. What is the slider for? This slider, it's currently, the default is to adjust RGB, but you can make it a MIDI controller. So in other words, you can do whatever you want. So if you want it to be volume, you can make it volume. If you want it to be a slider for something else, you can attach it to stuff like OBS or even other things. Like, for example, I know most DJ controllers have sliders, and you can tie it to whatever MIDI item that you want controlled. For most people, they have it controlling a very specific program that makes sense to have this. Some programmers have it to what's it called? Spotify. I lost the word for Spotify. Some programmers use it to just control Spotify, and then this one for overall volume of the actual computer, which is kind of different, but you know, the same, you know, simultaneously. All right, so we got that. We're gonna use this, and we're gonna put it in. Boom, and as you can see, there is red RGB coming right out of it. So I can make it much brighter, and then I can make it much lower. And that's what the use of, how do I showcase this? Yeah, so, oh, this is a slider. Higher, brighter the actual LEDs, and lower the LEDs turn off. That is its default behavior. I haven't really changed it much. I haven't really found anything I would use this specific slider for, which is kind of unfortunate. But the only thing I'd use it for is maybe turn on and off Spotify like most programmers do. I am not a programmer, by the way. It's just I know a couple of people who do that are programmers. All right. Okay. Now, let us give this a go. And as you can see here, there is going to be a quote, and then we're going to type the quote. All right. So this is the Vanguard65 with cherry nixies, so they are linear switches, with the GMK Cosmos keycap set. So this is like a black on shiny black keycap set. So it's weird because I guess I can show a little bit, but as you can see, there is an enter over there. There is a backspace, but it's black on black. So it's just pure black versus shiny black. That's the real difference there. I think there is a little bit of smudging because I got some oils in there. I'm gonna have to clean that later. Okay. Boom. Move that there. And then now we can do this coat. All right. Time to try this coat. Boom! Alright. That actually didn't sound too bad. I liked how this keyboard sound. That was nice. I like how it sounds in the middle though. That little bit of pop at the return. Maybe the foam would have made it a lot more brighter. I think brighter would have been better. At least for this keyboard, right? At least for this keyboard, I think brighter would have been better. Okay. Now, I think, yes, the Vanguard65 is quite nice. It is not a very bright keyboard, especially with the foam that inserted, at least with the Cherry Nixies. Normally with the Cherry Nixies, people would pair it on the spacebar itself. So if I unplug this real quick. Yeah, so I could use a brighter switch. So let's use this. I think this is Guns N' Roses. We can try that. Pull this up. One. And the right hand side as well. And two. There we go. And then we can try real quick. There we go. In the bottom. And it's going to be a brighter one. A brighter one. Ooh. Because... Okay, that is a huge difference. We're going to go with the cheese switches next. But let's talk about the Daredevil coat here first. I think I'm going to like this better. I think swapping to the Guns N' Roses switches for the spacebar makes it better. Alright, but he didn't and he never will. We all pay for our choices, kid. Maybe your old man fought for you, maybe he did it for himself. The only thing you know for sure is he's gone now, but I'm here. Now get up. Time to stop taking a beating and start giving one. Ooh, that's a nice quote. The first stop, it feels a lot of out of context. It feels out of contents. But he didn't and he never will. So this doesn't really make sense, but he didn't and he never will. We all pay for our choices, kid. So this is a response to something the kid said. We all pay for our choices, kid. Yes. So whether you choose, for example, like me, to not lube the keyboard stabilizers before building it the first time and then ending up with having to do this all over again, that's a payment I have to do. In other words, I have to redo all of this again. Maybe your old man fought for you, maybe he did it for himself. So in other words, there are people who seem to, how do we say it, seem to do things for other people. People seem to do things out of the kindness of their own hearts. But sometimes they do it just to relieve themselves of guilt. Sometimes they do it because someone else told them to. Sometimes it was just another Tuesday. So that is what it is. Yeah, true. The only thing you know for sure is he's gone now. You gotta go sleep. Have a wonderful night. You have a nice one there, Roxas, as well. Yep. Alright. The only thing you know for sure is he's gone now. Yes, the only thing you know for sure is he's gone now. You have to act with the information you have at hand. You can't act on something that you wish is the case, right? Live, like, it's okay to lament, but you have to live in the now. That's what it is. All right. Let me just have some music for that. Okay. But I'm here. But I'm here talking to you, kind of thing. Now, get up. Time to stop taking a beating and start giving one. Yes, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Instead of laying down, doing nothing, and just taking an absolute beating, go ahead and bring some fight back in. And I think there were some researchers that did a model where you were assigned points for, agreeing, and then points if you backstab someone. But effectively, what happened with that study, and I'm absolutely butchering it at this point, is that in that study, they were able to get to a point where a tit for tat. In other words, you only hit someone else if they hit you. If you do hit tit for tat, what happens is the person who does a tit for tat kind of mentality, they are the one who tends to come up ahead. Not that they always do, but they have a high tendency to be able to. All right. Okay, the only thing you know for sure, now get up. Time to stop taking a beating and start giving one. Yes, this applies with life as well. You want to get up and actually start doing things instead of doing absolutely nothing. All right. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, again. Now, this is going to be the Vanguard65 with Cherry Nixies, GMK Cosmos, but this time we have a Gun N' Roses for the spacebar over here. Alright, let's give this a go. Boom. Huh, damn, that's weird. Boom. Alright. That was not bad. I think it's way too low pitched. I thought this would be higher pitched, but I guess because it's in the spacebar instead, it made a much different sound profile than I thought it would. Damn, there we go. There we go. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So I like the contrast because this is higher pitched, and then we have this lower pitched item. This is going to be a lot more lower pitched, or it's going to do the exact opposite than I think it is, or it's going to lose a lot of volume. So that's what's going to happen. But let's talk about the source here. All right. So here's the code. What would you do if you were stuck in one place and every day was exactly the same and nothing that you did mattered? This sounds like work, but this is coming from Groundhog Day, right? So Groundhog Day is a repeating loop type scenario. So imagine that you are in a world where, let's say, you wake up the exact same day, you experience the exact same day every day. It's always that exact same date, exact same year. That's what's happening in Groundhog Day. And what would you do if you were stuck in one place and every day was exactly the same and nothing that you did mattered? Well, what if I told you a lot of people are already doing that by going to general work? It's finding the things that matter, that actually matters. And there was this, what is it called? There was this, I think it was a podcast that talks about, can Sisyphus be happy? And Sisyphus is a mythological Greek figure who was cursed to keep rolling a ball up a hill. However, this ball never really reaches the top, is one way to interpret it. So basically, this is an infinite mountain. So the mountain keeps slowly sliding him down as he pushes up this boulder up the hill. It's kind of like Atlas holding the earth, but a miniature version of that. So it's just this guy pushing it up the hill every time. But every time he gets anywhere close to the top, the boulder just rolls all the way down and goes, nah. Nah, you ain't actually reaching the top of that hill. So, can a person doing that be happy? And the answer is yes and no. As usual with philosophers, they go, he can be happy, but in almost no world should he be. And that's like a weird conundrum. You can think of doing your task as something to be happy about, but also know that it's not something you want to do. So, for example, I go to work and I'm happy that I have work because it gets me paid to do other things that I like. For example, streaming being one of them, the keyboards being one of them, the pens that I have right now being one of them. Look at that. That's a Monteverde Ritma. Look at how lovely that looks right now. But and then we have also the Lamy Studio. There is that, as you can see. And then I can keep going. We have the new Viper Diplomat in this lovely, lovely green. Look at that lovely green. And then look at the little knurling that you can get. Ooh, that's lovely knurling. And so on and so forth. So, there are a bunch of things that, you can do and have just to be happy about. And those things I normally don't share on stream. I don't really push that through. But an ad is about to come, so I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Be back in a minute 30. Oh, if you aren't aware, we just kind of pause for ads. All right, so the ad break has ended, which means we can get back into talking about this. But yeah, what were we talking about? I forgot. But basically, we were talking about I think it was Sisyphus, and then it went into can he be happy? And then I was just like, yes and no. But yes and no, you can be happy. It's about finding something to be happy about. And then I talk about pens. Yes, so this is the hobby that I don't talk about here on stream too much. Like I talk about having it, but I don't quote unquote monetize it as you would see here, because effectively, like, look at specific highlighters that I have. Look at all these pens that I have. I'm starting to find that the green oxidizes quite a lot, so I have to use it a little bit more than I used to. I have moved to mostly fountain pens, so these have gone a little bit to the wayside, unfortunately. I was gonna buy something like the Sarasa Grands, then I realized I don't really use them that often because I have so many. But yes, so I have a set of very specific pens and whatnot. So yeah, for example, like this one, right? So that is a Sarasa by itself, but these are the matte ones. So this is the Uniball one, right? As you can see, it is a lovely looking pen. Oh, there we go. See? So yeah, I have other hobbies outside what is over here on stream and whatnot, but I don't really, how do I say it, monetize them. For example, there are a couple of hobbies I don't monetize. One of them is going to random restaurants, and I don't monetize that. What happened to you, Mimikyu? I don't monetize that. I just use it as experience. I can talk about it on stream once in a while. I normally go check out coffee. Coffee is one of my other things that I do have as a hobby. Pens and journaling. So fountain pens, journaling, regular pens, stationery effectively is one of my other hobbies. So keyboards kind of monetized, not really, because I don't really get any money for doing this, unfortunately. And in terms of everything else, for most of my tech, for example, these headphones, the keyboards that you probably see in the background, the IMs, and all of that stuff, I have it pseudo monetized. But basically what that means is that when I do have things, it is going like, oh hey, yeah, I'm gonna put that on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna stream it on Twitch, stuff like that. So it's a chance of money. Not that it's guaranteed to have money. Alright, let's try to change this up. And put the blue cheese V2s. Okay, there we go. There we go. And one more. There we go. As you can hear, that's a much different thing. It's louder. Like, I like how this sounds, don't get me wrong, but the return doesn't feel good. Alright, the return doesn't feel good. Alright. There we go. Yeah, that's actually much lower pitched. I like the Guns N' Roses much more, but let's give this a go. Alright. Let's go. Alright, muted the music. Again, Vanguard65 with GMK. Oh, sorry. Vanguard65 with a Cherry Nixies in the keyboard with GMK Cosmos as the keycap set. And then the spacebar has a Blue Cheese V2. Alright. Oh, right. Maybe I should plug the keyboard in. Alright. Boom. That's not bad. I don't like it per se, but I did like it a lot better with this. And we're just gonna put the Cherry Nixie back in, honestly, because that is the spares on the left hand side that allow me to do this real quick. So no, we're just gonna put the Nixie back in. And then we're gonna give it another go here. No, I think Guns N' Roses. I think the Guns N' Roses would have been better. Alright. But yeah, I think either Guns N' Roses or the Cherry Nixie just matches fine with this. I like how much louder the Nixie is, but it became bassier just because of the size of the spacebar. Okay, but let's go with the quote. So let's see here with the quote. Hit that music. Alright, you can rest easy tonight. Everything is gonna be alright. I promise. Go to sleep and dream of me tonight. Everything may not be perfect, but at least we try. Okay, so this is like a love song, lullaby. Alright, you can rest easy tonight. Everything is going to be alright, I promise. So basically, this is just a parent to a child. Everything's going to be alright. Child normally has, you know, some sort of anxiety. And then go to sleep and dream of me tonight. Yeah, just dream of having fun. Sometimes this could be a love song kind of thing. Where you go like, oh yeah, just make sure to keep me with you in your dream. If you want to have a nightmare, I'll be there. Basically. Everything may not be perfect, but at least we try. There we go. If you're gonna sleep, you're gonna have a nightmare. Everything may not be perfect, which means it could be a nightmare, but at least we try. So at least to bring something in with you to say, hey, we try to stave the nightmare away. All right, give that a go. Give that a go. All right, let me go, and then let me see here. Boom. One more. One more. One more. Okay, let's destroy the music. Let's drink some chalky milk. All right, and then, okay. Okay. That's from Harry Potter? What the hell? Okay. Alright, so actually, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. It is actually fine. I do like the nixies, but I still think the Guns N' Roses is a nice swap for it. So it depends on your tastes, but I think I would prefer the Guns N' Roses. Personally, but the nixies are actually really good by themselves. Alright, let's talk about this quote here. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That's crazy. I didn't think that would be from here. I really don't think this is accurate, but okay. If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. And that is a good thing to keep in mind. For example, when I see someone lesser than me, I go, I wonder what they're doing wrong. And then I kind of learn from that mistake, or at least I try to, or don't get me wrong, I laugh at them first. I will laugh at them. Oh no, what did you do? Okay. And then I help them out. And that's the weird thing. Like my first reaction to someone screwing up is laughing at them. And don't get me wrong, I did grow up in the whole Tom and Jerry, old school Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, and you know, Daffy Duck. Those guys got whacked all the time. So I think part of that is, oh my god, if people get hit, people get hurt. That's hilarious. But at the same time, that means my first instinct is to laugh and then go, oh right, I can help you. And I think I saw this one thing. So there was, I think it's called, what is it called on Instagram? I think Instagram has Reels, right? So Instagram has a Reel, or the Reels function, and I was going through it going, okay, time to see what's on social media, figure it out. All right, so I scroll through social media, and then at one point I see this guy in a helmet, like chuckling to himself as he's on his phone, is going, like, straight up, he's just, oh man, no, dude, that's funny. And then he turns around, shows it to his friend, who is lying on the ground. And then he realizes, like, oh, right, I have to call the ambulance. That is me. That would be me 100%. I'd be like, oh my god, I have to help him. But that's funny, though. That's funny, though. And that's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. That means I hesitate. It's a weird type of hesitation, but that's like, all right, I need to help. It is horrible. Do not do what I do. But if that is your first reaction, at least you try to help somebody. But yes, that is my big red flag. I will laugh at your pain before I try to help you. Break a leg, I guess. Anyways, that should be the end of the screen. The stream. That should be the end of the stream, and we are gonna be back tomorrow with a photo stream. Woo! photo stream. I don't know. I think we're gonna do a bunch of editing tomorrow because I do have a bunch of photos that I still haven't actually edited. So we're gonna do editing stream tomorrow for photos, and then the day after that we're gonna do Spiral as usual on Wednesday. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to have a nice one. Bye.